Hello, guys. Welcome to another session on web designing and development. My name is Alinafen Titimira, and I am the founder of Idea Lab and instructor for web designing and development. So I'll be taking you through another phase, another section, another lesson on web designing and development. So there are some changes that we are going to implement in this course. So on the introductory part, we talked about different processes that we undergo in order to build our website. But however, we cannot build a website together if you don't know the tools, if you don't know, if you don't have the skills. So I think the best way to approach this is learn the tools, the skills first, and then we can talk about building a website together. So first of all, I'll actually take you through on creating your first website. So on the screen, you're seeing it's a blank screen. So what you need to do is to create a folder. So you right click and create new. If you click here, you notice that there will be a pop-up menu. You create folder and you mention you name your folder to say my first website. And so that's how you are going to create your folder. So I already told you that you have to open, you have to install your VS Code. So I already installed my VS Code. If you go on my taskbar, you'll find VS Code on my taskbar. If you click VS Code, it's going to open, and once it's open, what you need to do is to drag and drop this folder. So it's an empty folder. So what you need to do is to drag and drop it here. Once you do that, because it's an empty folder, but something has changed, our folder is open. On the left panel, you see the left panel is open. So first thing first, what we need to do is to install some extensions that I use, but it's your choice. But these extensions, they are very important. Don't mind the dog. Where I'm staying, they are lots of animals. They're chickens, dogs, they are bunnies, and whatsoever. So lots of animals. So don't mind the dog. Let us continue. On the left side panel, there's this icon called extension. So you click that area, you'll be prompted with extensions. Though these are installed extensions, but you can search any extension. So what are extensions? Extensions are just extra features that simplify your work, your task. So I installed a couple of them, but some of these ones you are not going to use in this course. But the relevant extension that you need to install is what is called live share. So live share here, if you search for live share, you install live share, it will help you and your colleague, given me, to access your files. So you install live share in that way. Another extension that you need to install is live saver. So live saver is already installed in my PC, but you have to install it. It's very good when we want to preview our website as we are developing it using HTML5 or any other tools that we'll learn in this course. So other extra extensions that are pretty good, we have Prettier. So Prettier is good because it's a code formatter. So it will format your code into a cool looking way. So you don't have to format yourself. So Prettier is very relevant in such case. So anyway, if you do so, you are good to go. Don't mind my theme. I'm using material theme dark, so you can also install that in your extension. So what we want is to create our website, our first website. Sorry. So there are 4 icons on the folder name that you have created, so it's going to be a project name as well. So there are 4 icons. The ones we are interested, there are 2 icons that are here. So the first one is an icon which when you click you can create a new file, so you create any file you want. The second one is folder. So when you create a folder, you use folders in order to structure the documents, in order to structure the project, the files in a proper way, so you can add files. But in this case we are going to only add you can add folders, but in this project we are only going to add files. So when you click here, you'll be prompted to write the name of the file. So our file will be main, and click dot in order to add extension, because we are working with HTML, so we will write HTML and click enter. So when we do so, VS Code is very intelligent to understand that we are working with HTML. So if you want to check if you are working with HTML, you go down here, you find language mode. On language mode, once you click here, you understand that you are provided with different types of languages that you can use in VS Code. So if you want to learn all of these languages, you are welcome. But VS Code has got auto detect feature. It can detect the language you are working with according to the extension you have placed. So in this case, I want to create boilerplate for HTML5. So you can write from scratch, but VS Code has an extension which is built in called Emmet. So an Emmet extension, it helps you to write code faster, write boilerplate code faster. So in order to do that, you only press and write exclamation mark and press tab. So if you do so, you have created boilerplate code for HTML5. So this is the backbone of every website when presenting its HTML file. So however, we want to preview what we are working with on the browser. So in order to do that, remember we have installed Live Saver. So it's a saver, it's a simple saver which saves our web pages to our browser. So it runs on our PC. In order to activate that, you go to the file, right click, then press open with Live Saver. So if you press like that, it's going to open the browser for you. But in my case, I don't want to view this in Edge, so I'll open. I'll just copy the link and I'll open Google Chrome and paste the link. So you see that the link itself has nothing to display on the page. But however, I want you to notice something. You see here it's called document, and here it's written also document. That is a wonderful thing to notice, because it seems like our page is working. So that's a good development for us when working with our website. So let us continue. Let me just align my documents here. Okay. So let us continue by changing this my document and putting it lighting another name called homepage, and click save. So if you want to click save, just press Ctrl S, then you click save. You see that the title of the page has changed. So now let us learn on what are tags, HTML tags. So whatever you are seeing here on this code, let me maximize. On this code, these are HTML tags. So we have doc type tag, we have HTML tag, head tag, meta tag, body, and whatnot. So all these are tags. HTML uses tags in order to display contents on the page. So we'll start with the doc type. So what is this doc type tag? So that tag is just showing the type of the document that is placed online. So it's HTML. So as the name suggests, doc type is document type. So it's just showing that this content that I'm working with is HTML. You are telling that to the browser, and the browser is able to read it. HTML tag, if we go here, you understand that this is also a closing tag. So it's closing this content between the HTML tag. So what it's trying to say is that the things that I'm writing inside, they are HTML. So that's what it's saying. We have head tag. So in head tag, there are features that you are going to put here. So these features are ready to the browser. So you can put features that the browser will be able to compute before rendering the image. So you can see the title here, it's in the head tag, and it's able to check the title of the page. And we also have metadata tag. So in metadata, you put features that define the details of your page, or the configuration of your page. You can see the chart set, that means the character set. You can see the compatibility with Internet Explorer. You're also seeing the configurations of the page that you are working with, the viewport, what you are seeing on the browser, and it should adapt to any device that you are working with a scale of 1. So we want to see everything as it is when we are programming it. So first of all, we want to write header tags. So I want to write comments before writing the header tags. But how do we write comments? So in HTML, what we do, let me say just here, header tags. I will just highlight this text and click Ctrl//. So I have placed in header tags. So in that case, I'll be able to write my code below, and if I send that code to someone, they'll be able to understand what the code below that comment is all about, and they can be able to fix in the errors if there is one. So in my header tags, how can I write header tags? So in header tags are in 6 different formats depending on the font size. So if you put H1, so remember we have emit extension which helps us to write code faster. So when you press H1, you can press tab and it finishes the tag for you, because these are HTML tags which have closing tags. So they have H1 and another closing tag in the section. So if you put heading 1 and click Ctrl+S to save, you see that there is text appearing to our browser, meaning our website is working. And if we put heading 2, not necessarily, let me put head H2, meaning head 2, click tab, and heading 2, click Ctrl+S and save it. You see that the font size is now changing. So these are headings that you put. You use H1, H2 to put headings on your web page to see how it's reacting to the page. So if we put H3 and we put heading 3, click save, you see that it's decreasing as we go along. So that's how to write heading tags. So we want to write now to see how we can write content using paragraph tags. So paragraph tags. Okay, so what we do, we highlight and Ctrl//, and you have to write the paragraph tags. So in paragraph tags, as the name suggests, you just start with P and press tab. That's a paragraph tags. It's a P in tags. So that's what you do. So in order to write sample text, you can just write anything, but we are programmers. We want to write something, sample text that are meaningful. You can just write lolem and press tab. You have sample text. If we save by clicking Ctrl S, you understand there is paragraph on the screen. So you can place another p tag. So p tag are in the in a single format. So there is no p tag 1 or p tag 2. So you can write another lolem here, place tab, and that's another p tag. So these are just random words. That's why you are seeing the content is different. So let us see if maybe you want to bold some text here. So what you use is called strong tag. So if you want to bold, let me say lolem ipsum. So what you do, you press space and make sure that you move the cursor in an alone position, and you write strong, and it produces another tag called strong tag. You just need to copy this text and place it inside the strong tag, paste it, and click Ctrl S. You understand that you have bold the text that you are working with. Or else you want to emphasize, meaning to say you want to put italics. So there is another tag called the emphasis tag. So what you do is to write EM only for emphasis, and you copy this text, Ctrl X and Ctrl V. You press like that, you understand that there is also change of you can see that the text has changed. Let me just zoom in. You can see that the text has changed here. So that's how it's done. Now we want to check on some other tags called list tags. So we want to put list of materials, so we just write list in order to put comments. So press here, Ctrl/, and let us put list. So in order to put list, what you need to do is to understand that there are two types of lists. They are ordered lists, meaning they have order from 1 to number that you want to have, or they are unordered tags list, which means that they only use bullets. So if I place in ordered list, for example, I will write OL, meaning ordered list, and press tab to complete the tag. Press enter, then press LI, meaning to say the item. I want to put the item on the list. So let me say maybe vegetables, and vegetables. Oh, there's a typo there. And also let me put here tab and put fruits, and click save. You understand that if you see on my screen, there is an updated list on there is a list appearing on my browser, meaning to say this is ordered list, but maybe you want an ordered list. So how to do that? You can put UL, meaning an ordered list, press tab, then LI to put the item on the list. So you can put cars, and LI to put the item, put houses. Place Ctrl S. You understand that there is a list appearing on my web page. So if you see the list, it's unordered. So that's how we write ordered and unordered list. Now let us go to another section called self-closing tags. So on the self-closing tags, we have the likes of break tags, and we have also the likes of image tag and anchor tag. So how can we utilize those tags in HTML5? So we have self-closing tags. Okay, just writing the comments to show where I am. Now let us go to see how break tag is implemented in this section. So if you see here, let me just say break tag. And // So in the HTML, HTML can read any text even though it was not placed in a tag. So let me just write here lolem and place enter. You see that that text is read on the screen. But let me show you something. If you place your cursor here and click enter, and place your cursor here, meaning to say you are formatting the text to look as you intended to look, just like the way we are seeing in the text editor. If you press save, you see that it is not exactly how it's looking in this section. So how do you do that in this case? You place a break tag. So you're going to put here BR and click enter. If you put enter here, you're not going to see change necessarily, because the page is able to truncate the passage, the paragraph, just like the way we are coding. But let us go on, and so that we should see how it's taking effect. If you see that, you have seen that it has changed. Let us go back and save. You see that one. So it's able to detect, and it's able to truncate where we have put BR. It's able to break that line to another line. So we can actually put BR here, place tab, save, and you are seeing that it's taking the shape of our passage here. So we'll see why BR is very important in the forms section. So let us go to another tag, the image tag. The image tag. So inside the image tag, what you do, it's you write EIMG, then place tab. So there are two options that you are seeing here. The first one, we are seeing that there is a source. So on the source, you put the source directory of the image that you want to place in. The auth, you can put the another source, but maybe you can put text. If that image did not render correctly, you can put words like image here, so that you can render the text image. But on the source, what I want to do is to check online images, or let me say free images. So on free images, I'll go here and go on Pixel, visit Pixel, and click this image. Okay, and just copy the URL and place the URL here and click save. So you're having trouble with the image. Okay, let me see. All right, so we'll just download the image. And press the image here. So what we do is we use the image tag to lead images from the file, so from your directory. So in this case, on the source area, you put the directory of the image that you want to display in your file. So I have just downloaded this image from Pexel, and this is the home page. So what I would do is put the image in my directory. So this image is called woman, and I'll put the image here. I'll just write woman and click Ctrl S. So if you can see that the image is very huge, but I want to truncate it. So image tag has got other attributes, we call them attributes, where you can put the height, and let's say height is 100, so those are pixels, and put the width to 100 as well, so that it should be square image. You can see that the image is able to come on this side, but however, you see that we do not put a break tag here. That's why it's abnormal like that. So we can put a BR, and you can see we have changed it. It's able to jump one line to this image. So that's how you can put and place in images. So that's how you can put and place images in HTML. So let us go to anchor tags. So anchor tags, I think most of us, we are very familiar with anchor tags. So on anchor tags, you understand that these anchor tags are used in going into different pages, or different pages from one page to another. So if you want to go to the next page, or to a certain website, you use anchor tags. So in this case, maybe we want to go to a page, maybe to Google, to www.google.com, we use anchor tags. Or we want to go into another page of our website. So let us try an example of an anchor tag going into another website. So we press on A and click tab. So anchor tag has got an attribute called href. So href is where you put your URL. So in this case, what you do is put your URL. Maybe we want to go to this website, so you place the image, you copy the URL, and you place it here, and you name your anchor tag, the words that will appear. So this is dreams time, so you write dreams time and click save. So if you go to the page we are working with, you understand that there is a certain word called dreams time, but however, it's not aligned in a column way. So we put a break tag here, BR, and place to save. So if you place this side, you'll be directed to dreams time. So that's how you see every page can every page has got anchor tags to go into another URL. So in lieu sense, you'll be working with your own files. So let us create a new file here to see how anchor tags work. So let us slide here, rename this file to menu.html, and here let us put boilerplate for HTML. Press putting the exclamation mark and press tab, and you change here the document name to menu, and in the header section we just only put h1. place tab here when you put H1 and light menu and save. So that's how you do it. And we go to our main HTML file and put another anchor tag, say A tab, and put here menu. Okay, so menu .html. So yeah, and you put the name of the file called menu. So that's how it's done. Once you click save, you'll be shown menu will be shown on the screen here. So when you click menu, you'll be directed to menu page. So if you want to go back, but you don't want to go back with the backward arrow on your browser, you can also create a tag in the menu to go back to the main HTML page. So in this case, you can click A, click tab, then you create put the href code main.html. So in order to finish that suggestion, you just press tab and put main page here. Let's Ctrl C. Press Ctrl S to save it. So if you go here and click on menu, you will understand that there is another tag here. If you place here, you go back to the main page. So that's how it's done. So now we want to go into another part of our HTML class. So another part is where we'll learn about forms. So we'll learn about forms. So it's going to be a haste section, but I believe you will learn a lot in this section. So forms are the ones we use to get users data. For example, registration forms, login forms, content form. So every form that you put in your details, your views, those are forms. They are placeholders, input placeholders to put your content or data. So in order to write forms, you just name form, write form, and press and tab in order to get to complete the tag. So there is an attribute called action. So in the action attribute, what you put here is a file or a code that will run when you submit the form. So in this time, we are not going to put anything there. So we just need to put the contents inside our form. So let us create space here. So there are other tags that are recommended to be placed in forms. So tags like input tags, where you put in information. You also have label tags, select tags. So those are the tags that are recommended to be placed, even buttons as well, to submit your form. So the first one we have called input. Input tags. If you place input tag, you see that there is auto completion, and this is a self-closing tag. So in this case, if you press tab here, there is also, because if we save this input tag, you understand that it's a tag which doesn't, we can't even know whatever thing we will put in that input tag. So in order to name that input tag, you introduce another tag called label. So label tag, it specifies the label of that input. So maybe here the input will go into name, and here input for name, the attribute for, and here you put name. And if we go here on our input tag, you can put name. There's another attribute called name. It's used to take data into the database, and you put name here to match the for here in the input tag, and press Ctrl S. You understand that there is a name, and our browser is able to understand that you want to put name here, because our label is showing that there is name label when putting our input tag. So maybe you want to put password. So what you do is to give your input a label, press enter and write password. There, and put an input tag, but however this time around the type is not going to be text, it's going to be password. So what does it mean? It means our tag will identify the input as password and it will not display it to us. So if you can see here, if you highlight something, it's able to understand that we are writing passwords. So maybe we want to put our emails. So you write email here, it's for email, and give it a name, like input tags, input, but this time around it's not going to be text, it's going to be email. So here name, it's going to be email. Press Ctrl S, you to identify that we are putting emails, and you can see that it's able to detect that I've placed in an email. So that is what you're going to require when putting an input tag for emails. Maybe you want to put date of birth, so you put a label there for date and date of birth, and you put the input tag. This time around it's not going to be text but date, and the name is going to be date. Press enter, you understand that it has given you an input for dates. If you place here this icon, you can place in the date that you want, so you can choose via add of dates. If you place here, you can check which date you want, so that's how you can get that value. But however you want to put in other content, maybe radio buttons, maybe you want to check the gender of someone, so you want to put drop down arrows or radio buttons. But how can we do that in this case? So what you do, first of all, let us go to select buttons, a drop down arrow to put a value from a drop down selection menu. So what you do is to put a select tag, then you put there, maybe the name is going to be gender. Don't worry about the ID, but we want to put something inside the tag. So there, what you need to put are options, value. The value is going to be male, because if someone selected that, we want the value to be male. Another option, we want female. So if you place Ctrl Save, there is a drop down menu, so you can choose male or female. So if we press female, it means there's a female value that will go to our servers and be located in our database. So that's how it's done. So pretty much most of these things are the ones that you will need in this course to come up with your HTML project. So let me say, if we want to submit this form, there is no button here. There is an input tag which has got an attribute for submitting. So if we put input here, then the type is going to be submit, the value is going to be submit. That's how we write it. If you see that, it's a button. If you click here, it's going to submit, but there's nothing that will happen because our action is not placed in the action attribute. So when you click submit, it's going to go back to the very same page. But I want to show you something cool. If we go here and put in my name, let me say my email, I just put gibberish. I put in my password. If I click here, you understand that the email the email input tag is able to identify that there is no @ sign. That means this is not an email. So that's why we are putting explicitly the name of the expected data in our placeholders. So that's how we light forms. I know there are lots of features that we can place in our forms, but that is up to you to research and be better at lighting forms. So lastly, we just need to learn why there are other tags, the very important tags, but we did not mention them here, which are called div tags, and we have span tags. So div tags are tags that used to wrap the elements in HTML, and the span tags, they wrap them, but they're inline. They don't do anything significant, but they bring other functions like containerizing. So containerizing, maybe you want to arrange things. So if you put them in containers like divisions, it's very easy than to containerize each and every element individually. So we'll learn on using div tags and span tags on during CSS course, which is next week on Monday. So this is what I had for you on coming up with your first website with HTML code. So thank you very much for listening to me, and subscribe to this channel so that we can have more leads and the algorithm can be on our side. So thank you very much.